Re beya ho le shome hantle fela bo sekeng mamedi metso ka maraura ya bosupa. The pulse of Josie is the heartbeat of the nation. Ke se ke tshwere monna enwa mamedi hle e kitseng ka ro kotsi hampe o kotsi ka tsa kgwebo ke Craig o tsebe monna enwa a ke bua le wena tjena ke certified action coach, a business coach ya nang le dilemo tse fetang tse 30 years of experience le hlakoreng la tsa kgwebo ho fihlella hona jalo sa thusitse dikgwebo tse fetang 1500 di naheng tse 32 countries letsatsi le letsatsi kuri o 10k yo so re ibe ntwe e leng gore ka nneta modisana ke business e hodileng e tswelang pele ka lehlonolo re mo tshwere jalo ka mona re ke re tlo bua ka the practical strategies tse leng gore di ka thusa the business to grow haholo ha ntse scale jwalo le hore re sustain the small business ka lehlonolo ke mo qhauditse o teng ka mona Craig, good morning.
Good morning, Eddie.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent on this fake Monday.
And it is a fake Monday indeed. Welcome to the Pulse of Josie, the heartbeat of the nation.
Great. Thank you, Eddie. Pleasure to be with you.
Wonderful indeed. When we start, I would like us to start with starting strong in the business. As we know that many of our business, of our listeners right now are small business owners just starting out. What are the top 3 steps they should take, especially in their first year, to set their business up for a long-term success?
Yeah, that's a super interesting question, Eddie. You know, I think the very, very first thing a business owner should do is get absolute clarity of where you're going. So why are you in this business and where are you going? You know, it's like going on holiday. You're going on holiday, the first thing you decide is where you're going. You know, are you going to Cape Town? Are you going to London? Are you going to New York? So it's exactly the same with your business. You need to decide where you're going. So what's the destination? So we encourage business owners to think 50 years ahead. So almost dream a little bit. Dream of what your business is going to look like, and then boil that down to a 5-year plan. Say, all right, now that I've got a 5-year plan, I know where I'm going, I can set some goals. And the goals become absolutely critical to say, what do I need to do and in what time frame? Once you put those goals into plan, then it's now a learning plan, because maybe you've got to go learn a whole lot of things. You know, you really have to learn. What do I have to find out? Do I have to find out about finance? Do I have to find out about marketing? Do I have to find out about sales? What are all the things I need to learn? Once I've got that learning plan in place, then I can really say, now I can put my plan into action and start taking action on an every single day basis. So at ActionCOACH, we have that formula: dream, goal, learn, plan, act. And say, get that in place. That's the first thing, very first thing. Once you've got that in place, number 2, start focusing. Focus on sales. Get your sales going.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you know, really make sure that I start sell small. Maybe I'm going to start from my garage. Maybe I'm just going to start from my neighbors, and let that ripple out. Let it say, okay, I'm going to start from my neighbors, and I'm going to go 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. Eventually, I'm selling to my region. But really and truly focus on those actions that are going to drive your sales. And then the third thing, you asked for 3. I think the third thing, the most critical of all, is measure your success on a weekly basis, at least. Every single week, sit down with yourself and say, how am I doing? You know, just take it one bite at a time. Say, what do I need to do to improve over last week? Every week, if I'm just 1% better, boom, in 5 years' time, there I am at my dream. So just get going.
Get going and keep on keeping on.
Exactly. Keep going.
Definitely. I liked it when you say you need to focus on sales, because sales drives every business.
Exactly. You know, some people think that they're not in sales because they're the MD or they're not the salesman. Well, the good news is everyone is in sales. It's absolutely critical that you focus on sales. To say, what actions do I do to drive my sales machine?
Definitely. So now, what are the most common mistakes you see small businesses make especially when they are trying to grow, and how can they avoid those mistakes?
Yeah, Eddie, another really great question. You know, what I find is that a business owner starts out really keen and he really wants to get going, and then he falls into the trap of doing everything himself. He becomes the superhero of his own business, and then starts to suffer from superheroitis, and that he realizes that he can't do everything.
Yeah.
So what we really encourage is figure out what you're great at and be great at that. And those things that you're not so good at, find some other people to help you. You know, join some networking groups, join a peer support group, get some people to help you in those areas that you're not great at, and really start to build your business on the basis of, I'm going to be excellent at what I'm good at, and I'm going to have a support network of people that are helping me really grow my business into something which is really, really, really great. You know, that's the first mistake they make. And then the second mistake is inconsistent marketing. So what we all do, we fall into the trap. We kind of go, business is busy, so I don't need to market anymore. And then what happens? Business quietens down. I go, oops, now I've got to pick up all the reins and I've got to get marketing again. So it becomes like a roller coaster. So we say, make sure you've got a consistent marketing plan in place. So have 5 lead strategies. You know, have your social media, have your websites, you know, have your networking, have your calls, have 5 lead strategies that you apply every single day. Dedicate time to it. Make sure that you're generating leads always, so you've got a pipeline that's full, that's filling your business with great prospects that are going to drive those sales. I think those are probably the 2 most common. And the third one, of course, numbers. It's so strange. So strange how business owners seem to hate numbers, but you have to know your numbers.
It's true.
To know.
It's numbers.
Have to know. Yeah, exactly. So what are the numbers that are driving your sales? You know, how many people are you speaking to? What are you saying to them? Are you making sure that you're having good conversations? You know, so often we also fall into the trap is we measure what's wrong and then we try to fix that. We've also got to measure what's right so that we can repeat that. You know, so know what are the things that you're really doing well and repeat those, as well as fix up the things that you're not doing. But boils down to numbers. Measure them every single week. Make sure you got a plan in place.
People must avoiding numbers. People has to know their numbers. Definitely. So now, please be aware that we're going to be going on a commercial break now in 2 minutes. So briefly, let's look at the finances. How can entrepreneurs manage a cash flow effectively, especially when demand fluctuates and unexpected expenses arise?
Yeah, okay. The kind of heartbeat of every single business owner is cash flow. Right? How do we manage it? Well, the very worst thing you can do is just look what's in the bank balance at the end of the month. You know, so many people are just managing their business from what's in the bank. No, you've got to have a budget. You've got to sit down, start your business and say, okay, let's have a budget. Let's figure out exactly what my income streams are. Let's figure out what my expense streams are. Let me know what my fixed costs of my business are. Let me know what my variable costs are. So my variable costs are the costs that I incur as a result of me selling stuff. And the fixed costs are the costs that are in place irrespective if I sell anything. So if I sell nothing, I still incur some costs. So we have to know all of those things and then create a budget for every single one. And know every single item needs to have a budget, and I need to stick to that. And I'll tell business owners, stick to it with pig-headed discipline. Make sure you discipline and stick to those numbers that you're putting in your budget. Yes. You know, and avoid the starry lights and the bright stars. I'm going to go after that. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Quickly. I'm going to go on the commercials right now and then we'll be back just now.
Excellent.
Eitakata. Mami di reportela ka pelenyana ke rona bana. Re aya ke mabenkele a re yang hona jwale ho the Pulse of Josie.
Working on a DIY or a specialized house project? Are you looking for great deals on quality material? Look no further than King's Tiles and Doors, your one-stop shop for all your hardware needs. From tiles to doors, plumbing to electrical, and PVC ceilings, we've got you covered. Expert advice, quality products, and unbeatable prices. That's what sets us apart. Visit King's Tiles and Doors today and experience the difference for yourself. We're located at number 48 2nd Avenue, Alexandra. Call us now on 01-1264-1682 to get started on your project.
Craving flame-grilled perfection? Swing by Galitos at the corner of Old Pretoria Road and Chadwick Avenue in Wynberg. Our chicken is marinated for 48 hours, flame-grilled to smoky perfection, and basted in bold peri-peri flavor, from lemon and herb to extra hot. Bring the crew for platters, grab your favorite sides, and taste the heat that hits different. Galitos Wynberg, fresh off the flame. Open daily. Find us at Old Pretoria Road and Chadwick Avenue. Call 01-059-306-61 or order on the app today.
Oh, man. Damn, bro, this is so frustrating. Every time we try to do something, it fails, man. What should we do next?
Is your engine getting the protection it deserves? With Vin Green Energy, you get premium quality engine and hydraulic oils designed to keep your cars, trucks, and machinery running at peak performance. From everyday driving to heavy-duty transport to industrial hydraulic systems, we've got the power your engine needs. Don't compromise. Choose quality. Choose performance. Choose Vin Green Energy. Call or WhatsApp 08-39226-165.
Hello?
Vin Green Energy. Quality in every drop.
The Morning Express, weekdays, 6:30 to 10 a.m. on 011 Radio, The Pulse of Josie.
Oh yes, it is The Pulse of Josie. Metsotso mashime a mabedi na le metso mmedi ka morao ra super 22 after 7. Ntse re bua le mohlomphehi kwa re mona ke Craig o re ruta ka tsa kgwebo. He ho hotle ho monate nnete ya sala. Craig, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, Eddie.
Let's now look at systems and structure. Normally, you often talk about the importance of systems in business. Can you explain how having the right process in place can transform a small business?
Yeah, sure, Eddie. This is a big one, because, you know, systems are ways of getting things done.
Oh, yes.
So we'll say your business will fall to the level of your systems. So in other words, you're going to have inconsistently or not be able to do things on a consistent basis if you haven't put some kind of system, some kind of process in place that takes you from step number 1 to 2 to 3 right to the end result you want to have done. So for example, you know, the greatest businesses around have consistency. How do they get that? They put the system in place. So think of McDonald's. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're on Oxford Street in Johannesburg or if you're in the Champs-Élysées in Paris, that burger tastes exactly the same. It's not the greatest burger, we all know that, but it tastes exactly the same, and that's what the customers are after. They'll go to McDonald's wherever because they know that's exactly what they're going to get. That's what you've got to build in your business. You've got to make sure that you can consistently produce your product at the level of excellence every single time after time after time. Shouldn't depend on your mood, shouldn't depend on how you're feeling, shouldn't depend on what your suppliers are doing, shouldn't depend on all the input factors that are coming into your business, but rather depend on the systems you've put in place to make sure that you've got absolute consistency. So that's what systems are all about, building consistency, building processes in your business so that you can deliver to your customers every single time exactly the same level. No but being great today and terrible tomorrow.
Consistency.
Consistency, the greatest. The second thing it does, it enables you to scale. Because once you've got a system in place, then you've got the foundation to be able to grow. because now I've got the machine that's starting to work almost without me. I've got a system in place. I've got a process in place that's now working. I don't have to be running around firefighting, being the crazy one with no head on, running on like a chicken with no head. I can be the one that's got the controls. I've got everything in place, everything orderly, and my system starts working. My machine starts rolling. You know, it's like one of those old mill streams where they put water in the first bucket and it starts to tip. And eventually that mill stream is really turning, pumping out electricity. That's what you want. But it's just filling that first bucket. You know, how do I fill it? How do I get it to overflow so that it fills the next bucket? And so we go on until it starts turning. And it's just consistent hard work to build consistency in your business.
Definitely. Systems is everything. Consistency is the key. So now, earlier on, you've mentioned that one shouldn't try to be a superhero, especially when the business scales. So now, when it scales, building the right team becomes critical. What should entrepreneurs look for when hiring, and how can they create a strong, motivated team's culture, like the habits, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Another great one. So first of all, it all starts with the business owner's mindset. So often I'll ask business people, are you self-employed? And they all turn around and say, yes, yes, yes. I say, no, you're not self-employed. You're a business owner.
Oh, yes.
Because somebody who's self-employed just gives himself a job. Okay. And they're not giving themselves a job. They're there to grow business, to grow teams, to grow people. So how do you find a great team? First of all, what you've got to do is make sure that you share your vision. So bring people into your business that you share the vision with those people. Once you've got that vision in place, then it's to say, okay, what are the rules of the game of this business? You know, what kind of people do I want? What's the cultural values? What do I expect from my people? And just as I want to measure their output and their performance, I want to measure their cultural values and their values to my business. So are they aligned with the way I want to run this business? We've got that in place. Now everyone's got to have an action plan. Everyone's got to be delivering on an action plan. And saying, every single week, I'm going to measure every single person. How did we perform? You know, how did we? And it's not because I want to micromanage and check up on you. No, it's because I want to help you improve. I want to make sure that every single week we're that little bit better. Then I'm going to grow people. I'm going to help them grow. We're going to grow, and we're going to grow this business together. That way, everyone starts to contribute. Everyone is involved. We don't have people flying below the radar, you know, that are there just floating in our business. But we've got people contributing because they feel part of the culture of our business, and they feel invested in the success of our business. So that's, for me, is the key elements of making sure that the people in your business help you grow your business together.
And as you mentioned, that it all starts with you as an entrepreneur, you as the business owner, your mindset. So as we close now, entrepreneurship can be lonely and challenging. We all know that. But what mindset shift or habits do you recommend to stay motivated and keep moving forward?
Well, the very first one is to look in the mirror every morning and say to myself, I'm not self-employed, I'm a business owner.
Oh, yes.
I am successful and I'm contributing to the local community that I'm serving. That's the number one. So get your own mindset correct to say, I am contributing to this community and I am growing a business.
Oh, yes.
The second thing you need to do is make sure that you've got some kind of support group. Because, you know, business as entrepreneurship, as you said, is a lonely journey out in the beginning, and there can be some really tough days.
Oh, yes.
So get yourself a coach, get yourself a peer group, get yourself a networking group. Make sure that there's some people that you can trust and that you can really help you grow your business. third thing you need to do is also get rid of some people in your environment. So we need to be making sure that we're surrounding ourselves with positive people that are helping us grow, rather than negative people that are pulling us back. So we need to break some ties as well, to say let's break up some things so that we can use the strong stuff to help us grow. I think those are the key things. And then the critical message I can say to everyone is, keep learning, keep trying, and keep going. Keep at it.
Keep on keeping on. Craig, thank you so much for your time. We're going to go to the news headlines right now. If anybody would love to ask you anything, if anybody would like to know more about business, how do people follow you?
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, Eddie. Well, there are a few places. So first of all, I'll give you my cell phone number, 079 388 579 5709. Let me repeat that. 079 388 5709. Anyone can drop me a WhatsApp and I'll reply to that. The second place that I really recommend anyone to go to is to go to our ActionCOACH website. So you go to ActionCOACH.co.za. There you'll find that we're one of the biggest coaching companies in the world, and in South Africa we've got about 30 franchisees. I'm one of those. And you can go onto that website and you'll find a coach in your local area that will really help you. So go onto the website, actioncoach.co.za, have a look there, find yourself a coach, and you've got a range of coaches that will really help people start out. And from that you'll see invitations to seminars, you'll see invitations to workshops, and there's a range of business coaching to suit every pocket. So really I encourage your listeners to go have a look on actioncoach.co.za and find a solution to help you grow. You can't do it alone, huh?
Oh yeah. Thank you so much, my brother. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome one. Thank you for having for being with us today.
Awesome. Thanks, Eddie. Thank you. Good luck to all the listeners and the business owners out there.
Tada. Thank you so much. Hasimohe. Mamidi ertsojolo ho yena ke Craig jwale re a ditabeng he jwale malishwano sa ye me phephi khaitsedi ya ka phephi marona e re ke tle ke fetele ho wena khaitsedi ya ka ka lebelo le leholo ke tsa tsena he mamidi ke amulela he jwale a kene ntho tsa ha di be monwana athale ngwanana palama hegel palama ngwanana
011 Radio News.